All right, guys, I want to make a quick video here for you. Just something real simple that I think a lot of people are missing in the crypto world right now. A lot of people don't understand stocks and market cap in general. And those who do, I don't know if it's just that they're not talking about it much. Maybe they forget that there's a lot of new people coming in. But there's something really important that needs to be talked about, and it has to do with market cap and crypto. So, first, I want to point out that market cap is a very basic function. And I'm going to start by saying I would say that market cap in crypto means nothing. And that there's a good thing and a bad thing to that. I'll get to those in this video. Um, but it's not like market cap with a stock like Tesla, for example. I'm just looking at their income statement here, but it's not the same because market cap is basically your last trading price multiplied by the total supply of your shares outstanding, and poof, there you get market cap. But the difference between crypto and a company is a company has property, plant, and equipment. They have earnings, right? They have human capital. They have all these different components to them. Where if Tesla, for example, went bankrupt, right, they can sell a bunch of their assets on the market. They can sell buildings. They can sell batteries. They could liquidate stuff, right? There's some money to be taken back from that. Crypto doesn't have that, right? So a lot of the crypto market, if not all of it, to I want to say all of it really, and I might be missing something. You guys could comment below, but it's really just psychologically driven, right? That's really all this is, and I'm gonna do a brief example of why I think it works the way it is, and the good thing and the bad thing to this. So I want to show you something real quick. Let's pretend this is a new coin, right? That I'm coming up with, either on a network or whatever, right? And let's say I convince all these different buyers, except this guy. Let's say he's not there yet. I convince all these buyers that this coin's going to change the world for whatever reason. Anyway, I decide to sell it all to these guys for $1. I want to get my supply out there. I did a good job selling them on why I think it's going to do what it's going to do, but I kept one of these myself because I believe in it, right? But anyway, sell it all to these people for $1 each. That makes my market cap around $100 if I sold them for $99, right? So this $99 goes into my pocket. Okay. So if you think about it this way, the dollars that have left the world's economy, right? Let's just call everything dollars. The yuan, all this stuff, right? The dollar equivalent value of currencies, right? $99 has left the world's economy. So out of something they might buy into this world of crypto. Okay. Now, let's say a new buyer comes to me and he says, "Man, I heard about this crypto you're creating. It sounds amazing. I want to buy one off you, but I can't get them anywhere. Do you have any left?" I said, "Well, I got one, but I'm not going to sell it." And he offers me $100. And I say, "No, I'm not going to do it for $100. No way." But then the guy offers me $3,000, right? So the last selling price was $1. So all of these people here, right? This guy spent $12, this guy spent $25, this guy spent $15. But say I decide, yeah, you know what? I created these out of thin air, right? Just like the Federal Reserve. So let me go ahead and sell it for $3,000. So what's going to happen is this market cap is going to jump because it's 3,000 times 100 supply. Now I got zero, right? Now you got a $300,000 market cap from $100. So all of these people think they're rich, or not rich. They made a lot of money, right? So if I go back here, this would be the value that these people see now. Now remember, This guy paid $3. And now to him, he thinks, look, I'm up, $9,000. This is amazing. This thing's going to keep going. You can see where the psychology kind of comes in here. Look at buyer 2. Look at buyer 6, right? They bought 15. Look at buyer 4. They spent $25. So in their mind, they think that they're making a lot of money. But the reality is this. If the liquidity is low, which is obviously the case, right? This is a very small market here. If the liquidity is low, then anytime one of these people go to sell one, if they did, like, let's say they do a market order. Let's say one of these guys, this guy right here, he goes to do a market order, and there's another guy, buyer 12, we'll call him, is coming into this market, and he says, man, this is insane. These people are crazy, but maybe I'll buy one for $2. And he's putting in some limit order, let's say on the other side, saying, yeah, I'm only willing to pay $2. And this guy goes to sell one of his coins. The new price goes like this. Entire market cap collapse. All these people look like they're broke again. They're still up 100%, right? Because they only paid $1. But you can see what happens. It's just the last selling price that is controlling all of this. That's what you're seeing in these crypto markets. That's why you see huge, huge swings in these markets. Because if, for example, I believe the last statistic I heard was 80% of Bitcoin has never changed hands, right? It's never been sold or whatever, something like that. And if that's the case, then that means you're basically playing with 20% of it. So anytime that liquidity gets low and there's not a lot of buyers on one end, but there's just a little bit more in sellers, you have these huge sell-offs. And it's like that with all of these, especially the really, really low cap markets here. But what I would think would be the upper end of these obviously have a lot more money involved, so the liquidity is less likely to completely get destroyed. But it is something very important to keep in mind here that Bitcoin. If you just think of this, forget Bitcoin, right? How many dollars? Because in this scenario, it was $3,099, right? That's all that came out of the world economy over here into the crypto world. That's all. And it created a $300,000 market cap. So the question is, how many dollars, the equivalent, right, have come out of the world's economy to create a $2.2 trillion global cryptocurrency market cap? $600 billion? Maybe less than that. I know Bitcoin, I talked to Lynn Alden recently, and she had a good point. It had to do with, I think you can look it up on Glassnode. It's the Bitcoin market cap based on what the price that people have paid throughout time. And I think it's somewhere around 400 billion. She'd have to correct me if I'm wrong here, but somewhere around $400 billion of equivalent currency value at each time there was a purchase, right? So if you purchase it at $100, $100 left the world, went into crypto. If you purchased it at $50,000, $50,000 left the world's economy into crypto. Okay, that's what that number means, and it's around, that would be what, around, well, half right now. If you see the market cap's at 800 billion, so yeah, around half of that's actually not as bad as I thought, but that's 2 times the amount of dollars that are actually in here. But when you scroll down and you start seeing these other ones, you really have to wonder, to create this $2 billion market cap on an Engine coin, for example, how many dollars actually have come in? I mean, $100 million? I don't know, right? This is what's driving a lot of these numbers here. So in reality, the market cap of crypto overall is probably much, much smaller than what you're seeing here. Now, there's two things to this. That means the price of all of these coins, besides maybe your stable coin like USDC, can absolutely collapse. Like, I know a lot of you guys, frustrated with Peter Schiff, but I think he's trying to say this, but he's just explaining it a different way. The reality is these prices can collapse through the floor, but that doesn't mean everybody and their mom is selling Bitcoin or selling Ethereum. It doesn't even mean that, or it doesn't have to mean that. It can mean that, but it's not likely the case in what we're seeing right now. So I think it's very important to keep this in mind, that there is a high likelihood you're going to get wrecked off and on because of this type of dynamic that has to do with the market cap situation. I also talked to Joseph Wang about this. You should check him out on Facebook or on Twitter. He's been in a lot of interviews lately. Had the opportunity to meet him, have some lunch with him. Brought this subject up, and he was concurring with the idea that a lot of this is psychologically driven, and the market caps don't really mean much, right? So I think something we need to just keep in mind is that we can actually have a lot of currency coming into the market in the future that could also shoot these to the moon, right? Because the reality is this: if there truly is only, let's just make up a number here. Let's say there's $600 billion or $700 billion has created this market cap, right? $700 billion is nothing in the United States, okay? So what if $2 trillion does come into the crypto market? What do some of these prices go to then, right? These could absolutely explode. The question will be, what is the liquidity on that end for someone to get out? And I think that's what a lot of people are missing. So, for example, these whales that are in Bitcoin, they're trapped. They can't get out, right? They could get out in very, very small pieces. But if you wanted to get $42,366 out of Bitcoin right now, you need $42,366 coming in to Bitcoin, right? So if you're going to cash out, $10 billion that you made in Bitcoin because you got in early, you need $10 billion coming in so you don't move that market downward, assuming that this is your bottom line price, right? You can get more out. You can get that 10 billion out, but you might have to sell more Bitcoin to get there, right? At lower and lower prices. So I would say that be prepared for huge, huge price swings in the future. Not that we haven't seen those before, but with all of these, even in the upper end of this, and I believe that we are in a .com style bubble with cryptos. Obviously, we have a ridiculous amount of coins that exist, and I think regulation is likely going to come in and crush almost all of these, and there will be survivors. So the key is to look at projects that have real teams behind them. Like I like Cardano, right? Charles Hoskinson, to me, the guy's brilliant, right? Solana, same type of thing. There are projects out there that are very, very good. They have real use cases in the crypto world, or they're trying to change something in the financial world. So if I was somebody looking to get into crypto, that's how I'd be approaching it. Finding something that's going to attempt to change the world in some way that has a fantastic team behind it, because you don't have any earnings to go by with this. This isn't like the stock market. Like looking at Tesla, I could pull this up and I can see, hey, what were their outstanding shares? What were their earnings per share? This is where it's kind of like market cap, right? You're getting earnings per share here based on what they made, right? What their net income was, and they're dividing that by their average outstanding shares, and it's spitting out a number for their earnings per share. So here, for example, they're making 74 cents per share. All right, you can't do that in crypto. So a lot of this is just faith and the hope that some of these continue to grow. But this also tells you there's not really any institutional money, nothing like what can be coming into the crypto world. It's not even here yet. Like we're not even close to that. I think you'll know when it comes in. These prices, I mean, as crazy as they've seen, um, I think they can go much, much, much higher than what they're at right now. The question is, can you get out? And the little guys will actually have an easier time getting out, I believe. But anyway, go follow Lynn Alden and Joseph Wang. I appreciate them for chit-chatting with me about this. But I hope this helps some of you guys out there to realize that, don't focus on the market cap. It could mean nothing. Um, just focus on a good project you think is going to change something for the world.